Fernando Alonso, Lando Norris, Simon Pagenaud, Ruben Barrichello, Kamui Kobayashi, Bruno Senna, John-Eric Verne, Pierre Gasly, Neil Johnny, Norman Nato, Nicholas Lapierre,
Kristen, thanks for the
Darren
5
Turner,
gifted.
Will Stevens, Andy Prio, Catherine Legg, Robert Wickens, Felipe Massa, Nick
This guy's so talking is like the most dramatic guy ever.
Felipe Albuquerque, Nicky Katzberg, Jan Magnussen, Tommy Miller, Pietro Fittipaldi, Thomas Laurent, Jose Maria Lopez, Antonio Giovinazzi, Charles Leclerc, and so many others. A grid of champions for one legendary E-race.
Oh my god.
24 hours virtual.
Holy crap. That's dope.
And we have 24 hours to catch up with so many of those drivers, all of whom will be connected not only to the sim via their rigs, but also to us via Skype.
That was me!
So we'll hear from lots of them. But before we got into the action, we caught up with a couple of Grand Prix and Le Mans race winners. Let's hear their thoughts leading into this 24-hour virtual race. Taking part in these sim races tell us that they genuinely have that same nervous anticipation as they would do at the start of the real Le Mans, and the teams and the engineers and the drivers, Ben, are taking this at least as seriously as if we were at the Circuit de la Sarthe. So this is not playing games. This is absolutely deadly serious for everybody involved.
We'll go into a huge amount more detail of just how much preparation has gone on. As you can see, the cars now rolling into their formation lap, and the WEC do a fantastic job of replicating the atmosphere of the Le Mans Championship throughout their real world, and haven't they done an amazing job of making us feel so immersed into what should have been the real world 24 hours this weekend. But this is no less. This is going to be mighty serious, mighty competitive, not only from our real world famous names that Martin and I know, but also those sim drivers, the creme de la creme of sim drivers as well. Have a look at the circuit.
Well, it's such a traditional circuit, and everybody knows it now so well, sim racers and real world racers alike. And there are so many challenges. Alan has already pointed out, carrying speed onto the Mulsanne through Tertre Rouge. But even this very first corner, when our real world drivers, particularly at Ferrari, Charles Leclerc, his first few laps, he couldn't even get up to the Dunlop Bridge without a crash on his first couple of outings. So it is not easy. It is not straightforward. And for our real world drivers, who are all starting the race, look at some of the names we've got on the grid. Pole position, Tom Dillman with Kelvin van der Linde alongside him. Oliver Rowland, and what a virtual racing star he has turned into over this period. Max Verstappen starts car number 20 for Team Redline. Antonio Felix da Costa, Will Stevens. There's just star names everywhere, and they will be in for a minimum of an hour. Fernando Alonso, 2 wins in one season at Le Mans for him and his Toyota teammate Sebastian Remy, Kamui Kobayashi. That will never be replicated. If any one of them could win this race as well, the chances are this will never be replicated. They will put themselves in yet another class above any other. Even 9-time Le Mans winner Tom Christensen has never had the opportunity to win twice in one season or the virtual race. So there's so much at stake here.
Jenson Button entering his own team, having taken success on this platform in different championships. We also just saw going through Simon Pagenaud, who was very successful in the IndyCar, and now into the GT cars.
We're not allowed to be in the server. We can only join
Le Mans legends.
before we
Charles
drive.
Leclerc starts for Ferrari.
Now just think of what the logistics here are. Normally everybody's in one place.
I think I could go on board with a driver.
It's not 3 in the afternoon, it's 3 in the morning. Jenson Button is starting in LA. It's not 3 in the afternoon, it's 8 in the morning for him. So the time zone differences are going to be a huge factor as well. When it's nighttime in Europe,
Kelvin.
they've got the top 5 cars.
You're wearing glasses.
It looks as though
Yeah,
Porsche
man.
at the
He'll be looking at the
moment
screen
may
for
have
24
but that was
hours.
only in qualifying and
We looked at Zoom like, what?
A fantastic coordination between Porsche and the
Max is just looking
team
up on Zoom and the
Lando.
whole outlap already.
Domination was broken up by
No, he's enjoying himself.
They're in third position on the
Oh,
grid.
he's loving
the
it, man.
LMP2 grid
Best day of his
by
life.
Coles on pole.
Looks like he forgot his shoes as well because they're next to a sim.
pushing the boundaries.
This time he did move the big paper roll. Last time around there was this big paper roll next to the seat. The FUP material is ready, mate.
I need to clean my bench as well. Holy
Tom
shit.
Dillman, touring car star Esteban
Full of cookie
Guerrieri, who's never raced
shit
Le Mans in
and
the real
pizza.
world, but is such a star. And Jelle Simičić, a real world champion in the sim world. He's the
That's
man
quite
who
handy,
was
they're hitting the
pole lap for there. But it was
pylon already on the outlap. That's
hundredths
good.
of a second ahead of this car.
Imagine if the server crashed.
Never raced at Le Mans. And what a starry lineup they've got.
That's a big.
And you mentioned
I think that's the main reason why they say pros need to stay in the beginning,
Yeah.
just to have less server stress.
Fantastic.
Here we go. All the Twitch streams are ahead of YouTube. I'm on board with Kelvin.
Here from the FIA Women in Motorsport delegate.
I'm shaking.
Michel Mouton later on in our race.
This is a huge lineup from Ferrari. Charles Leclerc and Anton Giovinazzi, two Formula One drivers, alongside their two Formula One e-sports
We're
drivers,
green.
Enzo Benito and David Tonizza. Ferrari looking a little bit on the back foot compared to Porsche, but they are works entrance into a virtual race. It is so
I'm just gonna watch the live stream.
see. Here we go.
I'm just gonna watch
It's
the
coming up
live
to 3
stream.
o'clock local time in France. We're getting ready for the 24-hour virtual Le Mans.
And if the hackles on the back of your neck aren't rising yet, they really ought to check your pulse. On pole position is Tom Dillman.
Oh, nice start from Max.
They race out
P4 already.
the final corner.
Look at that!
Is waved, and the
It's
24-hour
green
clock
screen.
against Kelvin
Brilliant.
Hartland being cautious from second on the grid. The 2Cs blue car of Oliver Rowland challenging him, sweeping round the
Look at him
Dunlop
wave
curve.
it.
But it was a nice clean start from Tom Dillman. A little further back, the GT
Oh my God.
just to give them some clearance with the LMP2 cars, and it is by Coles that leads down into the S's.
Was
And
it
there
Porsche
is the
1, 2,
change
3, 4?
immediately at the front of GTE, because the Dempsey Proton car from third on the grid has jumped up into the start. So a great getaway. Oh, in fact, that's the 51 car, the black and white Porsche. That is our pole sitter then. So Porsche the dominant.
Yeah,
force
Verstappen's
in
driving
GTE.
now, everyone.
24 hours now.
I
before
can't
find
choose
out
who to go on board with.
actually has the best race package though.
Martin, we've got to get used to all these brand new colours. We haven't really seen any of these colours raced in real
Max going for
life, and
P3
the
already.
Porsche colours particularly beautiful in this virtual edition. The black and white machine is the car of Josh Rogers, the pole car, and it's started by Nick Tandy, who's got huge experience in the sim world. He's actually won a race in the IMSA Championship. Behind him, Neil Jarney, a man that's kind of struggled in sim racing quite a bit, but Leo Hartog in the Dempsey Proton car, super fast in the real world, super fast in the virtual world. Watch that Dempsey Proton car
Yeah,
challenge
everyone's getting
those
penalties.
real life
Yeah,
Porsche
they're
works
making
machines.
People are going to get penalties
There
already,
is
you
the
reckon?
familiar colours of Jensen Button.
Yeah, there's
coming
the stop and
under
goes are being
pressure.
removed by the live
Jensen
steward.
starting
Oh.
a little bit
Why?
above midway through our
But I'm assuming that's
30
because
car
people
LMP2
overtook each
field.
other
Before the
start
line,
finish line,
yeah.
regardless.
This is what we're going to see
people on the inside
right
and
at the
outside.
beginning. Now, this is the number 10 car.
So it's
from
probably
Toyota,
fair
that's,
that they
the
got
black
him.
car rather for a 7 car
What
from
happened to
Toyota
Max?
Racing.
Max has
And
crashed.
Toyota entering with
Oh, he
3
did?
real
What-
world
what number
drivers.
is Max?
Sim racing driver for
18.
Toyota.
He's in
This is
P3.
getting
What
the
number is he?
family back together,
20.
getting the team
Oh, on the live stream. No, on the live stream,
Make
20
sure that
disappeared.
they are back in a racing
Oh,
mode.
crash.
It was the number 10 car that was coming up behind from them, so that's
Oh,
Julian
crash.
Santana.
Where's the live stream? 'Cause I'm
Third
Yeah, but there's one up
An
near
hour
the
and
top.
20 minutes in the GT class before they
Yep.
can switch over. Strategy is going to be key. Those first
like
Yeah,
it
the
more of a
P1
pit
just
stops are
went
gonna be
off
crucial,
already.
and we're going to be going into a lot more detail in that nearer the time.
Well, we'll just point out that is only the rule
So,
for the
Tony,
beginning of the race. You don't
go.
always have to do
No.
our minimum. We reckon that the GT.
Oh, this is going to be mayhem, because in the first time they're going to hit GTs in 3 or 4 laps time, it's going to be 1 pack.
Oh boy.
That's going to be lovely.
We have to say damage is on in the pit lane, so when if they all come in after 10 laps, 30 cars
damage is on in the pit lane. That's just going to be carnage.
So it's going to be very, very busy in there. So there may be some alternate strategies in the first part of the race.
Lap 8,
Great view
not
on
9.
board of Nicky Team
That's
aboard
my
the
guess.
95
Yeah,
Aston
could be
Martin
good
car.
being
He
one
is chasing
lap
his
of
Jackson
sequence or
Evans,
something. I don't
one of the
know.
young Kiwi stars in
I mean,
the
you can pit
Porsche
lap 9 with
eSports
your
team.
car, I
He was
don't care.
a
You can
Porsche
just
junior
crash
driver
into each
last
other.
year, raced
Fine
in
by
the
me.
Porsche
Free
Mobile One
position.
Super Cup and also made his first forays out into World Endurance. So he's coming under pressure, but Nicky Team's not alone. He's got a Corvette right behind him as well. So
He's still
it's a
running in
three-mark
boost 4.
battle there
Who?
with the Aston, the meat
Kelvin.
in that particular
Really?
sandwich.
Yeah,
Lewis,
7.
this has been
Well,
a
we can see his fuel
fantastically
use,
clean
7.7.
race.
high as well.
All 30 cars have got through
Holy
with
shit.
Yeah,
about
but that's the first lap,
20-second
and
gap between the first and the
they
last
saved
car.
on the
No
safety
one's really
car
had many
warm-up lap,
major
so he's
issues
got
at
margin
all.
to
Very
probably run the whole
impressive.
stint
The
on
only thing
4.
that I saw, there was
He's
a little
gonna
bit of
do
contact between Jensen
They're
Button
They're
and
first in
the
this corner?
J car, going in towards Mulsanne corner. There
Yeah.
was just a touch front to rear.
Really?
Jensen
I'm never
Button,
first,
he
I'm
might
second
have a
there.
light bit of damage on the front end of the car, which is
I
going to cause
don't
a
know
little bit of
actually what
instability
I am.
on the front end. That's not too bad. But if he's hit Jean-Eric Verne hard enough to cause some
No,
rear
but it's
damage,
going to be
that
9
is
flyers.
gonna cause
Because the
massive
first lap is just your
problems
outlapping
in
is
the
safe,
Yeah.
and then end look 9 you go in, so you complete 10. So there's no change. You can just run a higher fuel mix for the first stint.
visually represented,
Because you
so
got margin
they may
with a
feel
slow
it, but we
first lap.
can't see it,
But
on
that's
this
still not good
platform,
because
and
you refuel
we
more.
can't
He's first in
observe
that
the
corner
car
as
and
well.
see
He's
that there's
first
a wing
everywhere.
end plate missing or a rear wing missing, but
I'm
you
first in
can see
India
when the
as well,
car is
but only for
completely
turn-in.
smashed to bits. If
Oh, I'm
we have
not.
a major incident,
I'm
you
second,
can't
and then
escape out of the game.
the only corner
You
I'm
have to
first
drive
for
the
is
car back to the pits,
the second
and
to last.
therefore,
So
if there
the
is an
really
issue,
tight right-hander
it
in the
is
middle
hugely
after
punishable,
Indianapolis.
and that I think is why these really pro drivers are being very, very careful on these early laps.
On board with Ollie Rowland, sweeping into Indianapolis.
He lost the
Car
place,
gets
Tony.
very loose at the back there. Again, you see, look
Yeah.
at low speed, just in front of him, Stoffel Van Dorn. Stoffel got by him. We just saw about 30 seconds ago, so Ollie Rowland has dropped back a spot. He started in 3rd on the grid. Stoffel Van
think that's
Dorn
still fine, isn't it?
started in 6th position. So Van
we
Dorn
can
now
do.
up to 4th.
No damage, no
and
nothing.
Ollie Rowland back down to 5th position. Now, the professional race drivers, we've talked about this already, Chris, are effectively the AMs in a Pro-Am situation. And so our sim races have been so important for these teams in teaching them how to set up the car. And the sim racers have had to make sure that the car is comfortable for
Losing
the
a bunch of time,
real-world
isn't
guys
it?
to handle.
Yeah, look, the professionals have basically had to
slow.
swallow their pride and go, look, I don't know who you
Well,
are.
he was
We've
super
never met.
fast
We
at the
never will,
practice.
probably. But teach
think
me
it's
how
just
to drive this thing and teach me
practice
how to drive
warrior.
it quick. Oliver Rowland was very good at
And
that.
there's
And
less
he's
grip.
actually done very well in sim
Probably doesn't
racing.
help
He
either.
was